Hey everybody, welcome to Colin's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, A Guide to Recognizing Your Saints. So, last night I watched Giants Being Lonely. Very intriguing film. Check out my review on that one. But I started searching for other movies. It pops up. I got it through Amazon. And so it was like movies like this or customers also like whatever. And I found this, A Guide to Recognizing Your Saints. And I'll read to you because it's on Amazon. You watch it on IMDb for free with ads. And it's an hour and 40 minutes long. It's a semi-autographical story of a boy growing up in Astoria, New York in the 1980s as he watches his friends succumb to the streets. Like, okay. So I look it up on IMDb and 7.0. Now, 25,000 people have already rated it, so I apologize. Robert Downey Jr., Rosario Dawson, Shia LaBeouf is in it. Right there, that's enough. I think there's a lot more. Channing Tatum, that's what I thought. I thought that was Channing Tatum on the picture right there. So, it's like, what? 7.0, so excited, free on IMDb. Now, the catch. Right now, it says, because I don't like to watch older films, I don't know why. Whatever. It says 2019 on the screen that I'm looking at right now from Amazon. So if you go into Amazon, that's what you're going to see. When I pull it up on IMDb, it says from 2006. So I don't understand the difference here, why it's on 2019, but I don't know. So I picked it. I'm going to watch it. I'm excited. Let's see what happens. I obviously haven't seen it. At least I don't think. Maybe I have. Who knows? But I'm going to get into it. I'll find out if I watch it or not. If I haven't, or either way, I'm going to do a review on it. I haven't done a review on it. I'm excited. I don't know. You're watching. You're excited. Let's get into it. Stick around. I'll be back. Hey everybody, I want to do a quick check-in here. We're watching A Guide to Recognizing Your Saints. We're at the 52-minute, 52-second mark. Honestly, luck of the draw. When you watch these movies on IMDb, there are commercials, just like Tubi. But that's cool. Oh, I gotta stop right there. I know you're wondering about the movie, probably, but it's neat what they do with these commercials now. Now, like they're advertising something, and it's just like, just tell Alexa, because I'm watching it on a Fire Stick, like, order that now. It's like, imagine that. Anyway, pretty amazing. This movie is from 2006, so it is not from 2019, so don't be misled like I was, because all the actors are younger. Robert Downey Jr., Shia LaBeouf, Magic Mike, or Channing Tatum, all a little bit younger, but they're all in this. And Chaz Palantini, if I'm saying that right, I forget his name, but he's from all the gangster movies, A Bronx Tale, right? He plays, so our main character is actually Shia LaBeouf. Robert Downey Jr. plays the adult version of him. His character's name is Ditto. And I think what has happened is Ditto, Shia LaBeouf, who grows into Robert Downey Jr., wrote a book about all this, and it's all a look back. There's only a brief spot in the beginning, pretty much about the older Ditto, Robert Downey Jr., getting a call from his mother saying his father, who is played by Chaz, is sick and she wants him to come home. And then it's all look back on, I guess a story that he wrote, and him growing up in Astoria, New York with all of his friends, his best friend, Antonio, which is Channing Tatum. And then there's a couple of other friends, but not very well-known actors. But it's about how they grew up there, the girls and, the things going on and all that kind of stuff. And there's kind of a little war between, a spray paint guy and what's going on. But really, it's not like super in depth, but it's very interesting because it is interesting to see how their day goes and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, that was kind of silly, but it's not intricate, but it's interesting. I didn't mean to be so poetic there. If I had what I was thinking about, like two movies that came to mind. So Kids, that's an older movie. If you've ever seen that, that's it's not that over the top, but it's still got that little feel to it. So if you've seen that, combine that with Sleepers. the beginning of Sleepers. So the beginning of Sleepers with Kevin Bacon, when they were kids growing up in New York, that kind of reminds me of this. So there you go, a little insight there. But there's 47 minutes left, so we'll see where it goes from here. I don't know how I missed this movie. I watched Netflix, I think, since it was invented, and I would always get the latest releases. Why I never seen this in 2006 is beyond me. I don't know. But who knows? I'm into it now. And don't be fooled, like I think I did say. It's not from 2019, definitely 2006. But we'll see where it goes from here. I'll check in at the end and let you know, I mean, how good it is. Because it's free. So there's no reason not to watch it. Alright, I'll be back.
You know, whatever. So, I told him about you guys and the music.
Hey everybody. We're at the credits of A Guide to Recognizing Your Saints. I have to say, I really enjoyed it. And I wonder if I would have enjoyed it as much back in 2006 as I did today. Because, you know, you're looking back and you're seeing these stars at a young age. You know, Shia LaBeouf, you know, and I keep calling him Magic Mike, but Channing Tatum. You know, I'm not sure when the dancing movie came out, when, you know, he's the, what was that called? Whatever. That movie, you know what I mean, the dancing movie, Step Up. That's where he really came out, but I'm not sure what year that came out, but that's neither here nor there. But all in all, I think it was a great movie. I stick with my two comparisons of Kids and Sleepers. Just to see them at a young age acting, I thought they both did a phenomenal job. Of course, Chaz does a great job as the father. Robert Downey Jr., Rosario Dawson, Eric Roberts is also in it. Minimal roles. They're the adult versions of the kids growing up in New York. You know what I mean? Like what has happened since then. So don't get your expectations really high. Robert Downey Jr. has a little bit more of a role than everybody else, but otherwise, it's really about Shia LaBeouf and Channing Tatum's characters. Diane Wiest also plays his mother, Shia LaBeouf's mother, in all of this. Now, really good movie. It's based on a true autobiographical. Say that a couple of times. It's based on that, so it's based on a true story. Now, some things I look for in a true story, didn't get them. I like to see the pictures of the real people at the end. I like to see a little bit about what has happened since the movie ends. Interesting point too, at the 52 minute mark, which happens every time I check in, right after that, it's like, whoa, you know, something major happens. I'm not going to say what, but you know what I mean? Like, I didn't expect that after turning that back on, and it changed a little bit of the way the film was going. But I really enjoyed it. I think it was really good acting. I love the storyline. I love, you know, going back in the 1980s in New York and seeing films like that. And all these young actors who, you know, I know 15 years ago, not that young, but still, to see them. And I'm really surprised I've never seen this before. It's free on IMDb. Not much else I could say. I mean, I think it's I think I've captured it all. There's nothing more there for you. So if you haven't seen it and you're like me, check it out. Absolutely. So if you have seen it, let me know what your thoughts were. I don't see how you could not love this film. I mean, I thought it was great. I will say this real quick. I'm left wanting more. I actually thought about this as I was turning on the camera, like, I'd be interested in reading this book. I know. I don't read a lot of books, but I would be interested because I think there's so much more to the story that wasn't able to come out in an hour and 37 minutes of the film. That I'd like to see more about. I'd like to see what happens after the film. I'd like to see a little bit more of, you know, everything. So, there you go. If that's not a nod to the film, I don't know what is. I'm going to actually try and read a book. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll get it on audio and listen to it in the car. Alright. That's it. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully this was helpful. Come back again. Kimmel's Irish Pub.